Hey, it's me, Bastian, and today we're going to talk about cloud AI versus local AI. What's best for patent attorneys? So, while people are joining the live stream, let me know in the comments, are you using cloud-based AI tools in your patent work, or are you using only local AI? Maybe, and also if you could indicate if you're in private practice or in-house. I think that's also make an impact on the decision, I guess. So again, my question to you is: are you using cloud-based AI tools or local AI tools for patent work? Drop it in the comments, and I'm really curious about your point of view, and so we can all learn from each other here, right? By the way, if you're watching this on YouTube as a recording, or if you're listening to the audio on your favorite podcast catcher, I'm sorry, you missed the live stream. But of course, feel free to stop by in the next live stream, which takes place every other Wednesday on my LinkedIn. So, without further ado, I would say let's go into today's topic: cloud AI versus local AI. What's best for patent attorneys? So, basically, it all started with a brief comment I was making on a LinkedIn post by Alexander Wittmann. I'm gonna put the link to the post into the show notes here. It's a long discussion in German, and so what I did is I turned it into a podcast conversation in English with Notebook LM. If you've seen the podcast, you know that a Notebook LM is this tool by Google where you can put in any kind of document or any source for that matter, and it then creates a kind of interactive, engaging discussion between two imaginary podcast hosts. So the remainder of this episode today is basically just the two Google robots summarizing the LinkedIn discussion about the question local versus cloud AI. So I'm gonna play it now, and hope you enjoy it. And as we're listening to the two robots talking about this topic, please share your comments in the chat so we can have maybe a little discussion after that. So I'm now playing the Google podcast. So enjoy.
All right, so we're diving into AI for patent writing today, specifically the whole cloud versus local debate.
Yeah, think David and Goliath, but for legal tech.
Exactly. And this all started on LinkedIn, like a fiery back and forth between patent professionals. So we thought, you know what?
Let's break it down.
Exactly. Help you guys figure out what it all means.
Especially if you're thinking,
Yeah.
like, how could AI even work for me in my job?
Yeah. And you know what? There are some surprises along the way.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
We found that smaller local AI might actually have some unexpected advantages.
Interesting.
But first, let's set the stage.
All right, so the initial argument for cloud-based AI came from Dr. Christian A. Moore. He basically boiled it down to three things: scale,
Okay.
continuous updates,
Right.
and easier access.
That makes sense. I mean, cloud solutions tend to have way more computing power.
Right.
Not to mention whole teams dedicated to keeping their models updated.
Exactly.
So it seems like a no-brainer.
Well, not so fast. Bastian Best, who's like this patent pro known for his work with AI, he argued that, well, hold on. There are already affordable and user-friendly local AI tools out there, and they're actually powerful enough for drafting patent applications.
Really? Affordable and easy to install?
Yep.
I'm already intrigued.
And there's more. Best actually offers a free video course on this topic.
Amazing. Okay, we'll link that in the show notes for everyone.
Yeah.
So cloud versus local, round one.
Round one.
But it didn't end there.
Oh, definitely not. Moore countered, saying that cloud solutions have the most advanced models. It's kind of like having the latest smartphone, always updated with the newest features. He even pointed to his own firm as an example. TIP Tergau and Walkenhorst Intellectual Property GmbH. They decided to go all in on the cloud.
So is he basically saying bigger is better?
Well, in a way, yeah.
Yeah.
But Best argues that in patent work, consistency is key.
Yeah.
You don't want your legal documents to sound like they're written by different people every week.
Right.
Just because the AI got updated.
It's you want that reliability and predictability.
You got it.
So it seems like maybe in this field, having the latest tech isn't the only thing that matters.
Definitely not. And this is where Andreas Graf jumped in.
Okay.
He raised a concern about local AI, specifically about fine-tuning. which like customizing the AI for specific tasks.
Right.
He argued that local AI might not have the horsepower to handle that.
So is local AI out of the game when it comes to customization?
Not necessarily. Best actually offered a pretty pragmatic solution. He calls it the 80-20 rule. Master the basics first, like learning guitar. Get comfortable with the basic chord.
We're like that.
And then worry about the fancy stuff later. So if you really need that extra customization, then explore fine-tuning. But for most users, it might not be necessary.
It's about prioritizing
Yeah.
and getting the most out of the tools as they are
Exactly.
before, jumping into the deep end.
Right.
But, this back and forth also revealed a deeper divide.
Oh, yeah, a philosophical one. Moore believes that keeping those models up to date, with all the latest jargon and patent publications, that's way more important than personal style.
Interesting.
Best, on the other hand, he's all about that individual voice. He thinks that should shine through. He also argued that prior art research, which is like a crucial part of patent work, that's not something AI should be handling.
So we have two very different visions here.
Two very different visions.
It's like Moore sees AI as the ultimate source of knowledge, and Bess sees it as a tool to enhance human expertise,
You got it.
not replace it.
Exactly.
This is fascinating.
It is.
And it brings us to another big point. Data privacy.
Right.
Moore being based in Europe, he's very aware of those regulations.
Yes.
And he emphasized using AI providers who are fully compliant. He even mentioned that his firm consulted with experts to navigate these legal waters.
Yeah, that's reassuring.
Absolutely. Because data privacy is like
It's
a
human.
paramount concern.
Definitely.
But to get a wider perspective,
Yeah.
let's hear from some other voices.
Okay, so Dr. Jan Christian Schutte, he's another patent professional, and he actually agreed with Moore about the potential dominance of cloud-based solutions. He thinks ease of use will be a major factor.
That makes sense. People tend to go for what's easy,
For sure.
what's familiar.
Right.
So convenience could be like the trump card for cloud AI.
It's definitely possible.
Yeah.
Now, Schutte shared his own experience using Microsoft Azure, which is a popular cloud platform, and he's pretty confident that clients would trust those established solutions.
Yeah, I mean, they've heard of Microsoft.
Exactly.
But he also had this clever trick for maintaining a consistent style. He trains the AI on his own past writing. So it's like teaching it to mimic his voice.
That's pretty ingenious.
That's incredible. It's like
Yeah.
having your own AI ghostwriter
Yes.
who knows all your little quirks.
But then Best brought up this concept of prompt engineering,
Okay.
which is basically the art of giving the AI the right instructions.
Prompt engineering, that sounds a little intimidating.
It might seem daunting, but Best predicts these skills will become essential, even with cloud AI, which supposedly needs less prompting. Knowing how to talk to the AI, that's going to be key.
Mm-hmm.
He actually highlighted his work with Rowan Patents
Yeah.
on AI-assisted patent drafting.
Interesting. So we'll link to that as well. So it's not just about picking the tool, it's also about knowing how to use it. It's like any powerful tool, you need skill.
You finesse.
And then Anna von Berg brought in the hardware perspective.
Yep.
She emphasized that cloud solutions are better for handling those large AI models.
Yeah, it's like trying to run a high-performance video game on an old computer.
You need the right hardware.
Exactly.
She mentioned her team's experience at Helmholtz Zentrum Huron, and they actually opted for Patent Pen, which is a cloud-based tool.
So we're seeing a lot of cloud-based options popping up.
Like a buffet
A buffet of AI.
for patent professionals.
But what's interesting is von Berg's argument against everyone needing to become prompt engineers. She thinks that if you choose the right tool, the learning curve can be much easier.
So there are AI tools out there for different levels of expertise.
That's the idea.
So what's the final word on this whole cloud versus local debate?
Well, Bess left us with a thought-provoking question.
Uh-huh.
He challenged the assumption that larger models always equal better results.
So maybe bigger isn't always better.
Maybe not.
I love that.
It's a good reminder to carefully evaluate your needs
Exactly.
and choose the right tool for the job.
Okay, so we've covered a lot of ground here, exploring the arguments for and against cloud and local AI. And it seems like the best option really depends.
It depends on your individual needs
Exactly.
and your priorities.
But this debate also raises a much bigger question.
Oh, yeah.
And that is, how will these AI tools redefine the role of the patent attorney?
Ooh, that's a good one.
Will they become less like legal writers
Hmm.
and more like, I don't know, AI whisperers, strategists, editors?
That's fascinating.
And that's what we'll explore in part 2 of this deep dive.
Stay tuned, everybody. It really makes you think. Like, as AI keeps getting more sophisticated, what happens to the experts in fields like patent law?
Yeah, it's not about AI taking over jobs. It's more about figuring out how humans and AI can work together to, accomplish really amazing things.
Right. It's like having this superpowered assistant,
Yeah,
but you got to know how to use it.
exactly.
You need to know how to give it the right instructions and then how to make sense of what it gives back to you.
And that's why this whole cloud versus local debate is so important. It's not just about the tech.
Right.
It's about control,
Ah,
accessibility.
who's in charge?
Exactly.
Who really holds the reins?
It's like we're at this crossroads, deciding what kind of relationship we want with AI.
It's a crossroads.
Do we rely on these massive systems, controlled by a few big companies, or do we empower individuals and smaller organizations with tools that they can customize to fit their own needs?
Those are the questions.
They are
The answers. Well, they're going to shape the future of everything.
of every.
From innovation to access to knowledge to the very nature of work itself.
Wow, this is getting pretty deep.
It is.
Huh?
But that's what we do here on the Deep Dive.
I love it.
We take a simple question and then we peel back all those layers.
You get to the good stuff,
the good stuff.
and we see how it all connects.
How technology, society, the human experience, it's all intertwined.
I think this is just the tip of the iceberg.
Oh, for sure.
There's so much more to uncover. Like, what about the ethical implications or the potential for unintended consequences?
You're absolutely right. And that's why we're not done yet.
Ooh, there's more.
In part 3, we're going to dive even deeper into how AI might reshape the legal profession
Okay.
and other industries too.
I'm ready.
We'll explore the arguments for and against regulation, the importance of education and training, and the need for,
Ongoing dialogue.
experts
This is policymakers.
and the public.
This is where it gets really interesting.
It does.
So stay tuned, everyone.
This next part, it'll help you connect these specific examples of cloud versus local AI to those broader trends that are shaping the future of work.
All right, listeners, buckle up. We're about to explore how AI might transform professions across the board. Okay, so welcome back to the Deep Dive. We're wrapping up our exploration of AI in the legal field, and in particular, this debate about cloud-based versus local AI for patent writing.
It's been quite the journey.
It has. We've gone from the technical details to the philosophical implications, and now I think we're venturing into like uncharted territory. The future of the legal profession itself.
Yeah.
And I'm sure a lot of our listeners are wondering, okay, but what does this all mean for me? How will AI impact my career, my industry, my life?
It's the question on everyone's mind.
Right.
And while we don't have a crystal ball, we can look at the potential trends and challenges ahead.
Okay.
One of the biggest concerns we keep hearing about is regulation.
Regulation.
Some people argue that we need to hit the brakes a little
Uh-huh.
on AI development,
that.
set up some guardrails
I see.
to prevent misuse, bias,
Yeah.
potentially harmful outcomes.
Right.
But then others worry that too much regulation could stifle innovation, hold back the potential benefits.
It's a tough one. It's like trying to walk a tightrope
tightrope.
between progress and protection.
Yeah, it's a big issue. And lawmakers, industry leaders, ethicists, they're all wrestling with this right now.
So, no easy answers.
Not real.
But I think one thing's for sure, we need to talk about it.
yeah, open and honest conversations. Yeah,
Exactly.
got these issues.
And I think this is where education and training becomes so important.
Oh, absolutely.
We need to give professionals in every field the knowledge and skills to navigate this changing landscape.
Think of it like this. Lawyers need to understand patent law.
Right.
We'll also need to understand how AI works,
Okay.
its limitations, the ethical considerations.
So it goes beyond just using the tool.
It does.
It's about critical thinking.
Exactly.
Can you assess the validity of what the AI is telling you?
That's the real chip.
So it's not about being replaced by AI. It's more about becoming, a more informed user.
A collaborator.
Collaborator.
Not a competitor.
Exactly.
And this requires us to kind of rethink
Mhm.
how we approach education, professional development,
Okay.
rote memorization,
Ugh.
narrow specialization. That's not going to cut it anymore.
Got it.
We need to embrace interdisciplinary learning, critical thinking,
Yeah.
adaptability.
That's a tall order.
It is.
But it also sounds kind of exciting.
Right.
Imagine a world where lawyers are tech-savvy collaborators, leveraging AI to get better outcomes for their clients.
And it goes beyond law, too.
Oh, yeah.
Doctors,
Yeah.
engineers,
Mhm.
educators.
Mhm.
AI has the potential to change everything.
If we're prepared.
if we're prepared.
This has been an incredible journey.
Yeah.
Unpacking all these insights, raising some really thought-provoking questions.
Yeah.
I think it's clear that AI isn't just a fad.
It's here to stay.
It's a transformative force.
Absolutely.
And as we navigate this new world, it's crucial to approach AI with a mix of curiosity and caution.
And collaboration.
Collaboration.
We need open dialogue, knowledge sharing, a shared commitment to using AI for good.
Well said. And with that, we'd like to thank you all for joining us on this deep dive into AI and the future of patent law. We hope you found it informative, engaging, and maybe even a little bit inspiring. We encourage you to keep exploring this topic, keep asking those questions, and as always,
All right, so that was the auto-generated podcast. I guess the punchline is that there's really no one size fits all solution, I guess, when it comes to AI and in patent drafting. And it's also apparent from the lively discussion in the chat. Thanks for that. I just saw the comment by Stefan Burauer, who said that it depends in the end not on the individual needs of the attorney, but on the needs of the customer. I think that's a good point. So, yeah, really depends on if the customer needs, absolute 100% confidentiality and control, then maybe local AI models should be the way to go. But if the client is more concerned with, scalability, flexibility, and access to the latest updates every time, maybe a cloud-based solution might be a better fit. And I think we don't have the time to dive into the LinkedIn comments in detail. I'm going to do that in writing after this episode, I guess, because it's a really, really fascinating discussion. So, if you want to dive deeper into this topic, cloud-based AI versus a local AI for patent attorneys, I've also done a deep dive into exactly this topic on my newsletter. So, if you haven't subscribed yet, do that now. And of course, feel free to browse also the archives for this deep dive article. I'm also sharing some examples of prompts you can copy from time to time and other useful stuff if that's your thing. So, you can find the newsletter on powerclaim.io. That's at www.powerclaim.io. Link is in the show notes. And with that being said, thanks for watching. Thanks for the lively discussion in the comments. Thanks for tuning in and see you in the next episode. Bye-bye.